I enjoy the practice of law. I think I went to law school for all of the traditional reasons.
I think that in the practice of law and the kind of practice that we do here, we meet all sorts. Sometimes our clients are not the elites of society, but then also sometimes they are. We handle both criminal and civil work.
I think my memory is that the first experience I had with a video was in the Oklahoma City bombing case. I was appointed by the federal court in Oklahoma City. Mr. McVeigh was an indigent and he was entitled to have an attorney. You can imagine there were a lot of videos, CTRs, stationary cameras on buildings that needed to be deciphered or analyzed, as well as recordings. In fact, I think there were over 500 recordings. We now live in a digital electronic world. The use of those experts has become more pronounced and more frequent.
I'm tasked with dealing with a lot of the experts around here. And we've had experts for several different cases. And we've hired computer guys, we've hired a fire expert, and then we hired Prairie Nation Creative to look at some videos for us. In a couple of our cases, he did a fantastic job.
Another case where I used the service was a sexual assault case in Enid, in which the police had a video taken from across the street from a camera on a doorbell, which purported to show what the police wanted to believe was an incident. It wasn't that incident. It was another incident involving completely different strangers with similar cars on the evening of a major holiday. And the police were trying to lay the foundation to believe that what it showed was a person getting in the car. And that person was allegedly my client because he wasn't at home, and the police theory was that he had called somebody and they had come, backed up, and he ran out and got in the car. Well, when Prairie Nation looked at it and took it frame by frame, there was no one getting in the car. What was happening was a reflection off the front window of the lights moving, which was really the light in the car moving. It wasn't a human figure. Well, the police then dropped the theory that my client wasn't at home because he had run away, aside from the fact that his 2 cell phones were not available to him, which made it even more unlikely. But Prairie Nation, in my opinion, turned the defense presentation to a substantial defense as opposed to perhaps a marginal defense. If I had another case with a need for audio or visual work, I would call Prairie Nation. I gave them assignments in 2 major cases that could have resulted in life sentences for my clients. They were professional, their fees were reasonable, they showed up early, they completed the assignment, they gave me the report, they answered the questions. In addition to that, there have been a couple of occasions where Prairie Nation gave me a result that was unfavorable to my point of view, and in fact that matter unfavorable to my client's statement. That also is a help, because if your client is not telling you the truth and an expert comes in and says, well, it can't be because of 1, 2, 3, because the evidence is 4, 5, 6, then you need to know that before you stand up in court and embarrass yourself and your client because you have relied upon incomplete information and perhaps chosen an expert that told you what you wanted to hear rather than what the true facts were.
Michael Schwartz of Prairie Nation Creative is our video expert. There's no one else that we would use.